This video is a very important video for me. I had to take a lot of breaks and I had to do a lot of research that is very uncomfortable for me to do. So if you can, watch all the way through. This video and videos like it are among the hardest videos, but yet the most important videos that I have to make on this channel. So here you go. A man in Florida was imprisoned for 37 years for a crime that he didn't commit. According to ABC News, he's now set to receive $14 million in compensation, but is that really what he deserves? I'm gonna do the math on this in a second, and I'm gonna show you the results, but I want you to think first. If one day you woke up and were put in prison for a crime that you didn't commit, and you were there for more than half of the US life expectancy, meaning you were stuck in a place where you couldn't see loved ones, members of your family, your friends, you were forced to work in our prison system for the duration of that time, all while missing birthdays, holidays, funerals. Meanwhile, everyone goes on living their life thinking that you were a rapist and a murderer. What dollar amount can you put on each hour of your life to make that worth it? If this were treated as, say, an experimental job where you were on the clock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the duration of that time. You are not allowed to quit. You are not allowed to go home. You're not allowed to take vacation breaks. For 24 hours a day, you are either working or you're sitting in a cell. A cell that, by the way, probably does not have air conditioning in the state of Florida. If you are forced to put a dollar amount on that hourly wage, how much would that be? $50, $100, $500. Is $500 an hour enough to miss every single one of your child's birthdays? Would $500 an hour be worth missing every single funeral for a loved one who passed away during that time? Just think for a second about a dollar amount that you'd be forced to put on that, and then I will tell you the answer when you're ready. You ready? All right, let's do the math. There are 168 hours in a week, which means assuming time and a half for every hour after the 40-hour mark. That's 232 wage hours every week. This person spent 1,924 weeks in prison. That's 13,468 days, giving us a total of 446,368 pay hours, splitting all of that across that $14 million in compensation. Are you ready for the answer? Well, they decided that each hour of his life was worth $31.36. Would you trade half of your life for $31 an hour? Well, that's what Florida decided that this man's life was worth, and we are celebrating. And what's more, studies show that between 4 to 6% of all inmates are innocent. And according to USA Facts, in 2020, we had about 5,826,700 prisoners, which means at any given time, we have approximately 349,000 innocent people in prison. And we're celebrating when one of them gets $31 an hour when they're set free. And we're not just celebrating. We're profiting. There's a reason these candidates are so tough on crime. They're not tough on crime. They're pro-imprisonment. And lastly, out of all of our prisoners serving life in prison, 48% of them are black. Meanwhile, black Americans only represent 13% of our population. This isn't a cause for celebration. This is one instance of failure in the goals of our justice system.